HexHeart Podcast. I have with me today the one and only GOAT, as well as the shrieker of Perfect Nightmare, the one and only Mari. Is it Anguis? Is it
It's
Anguis?
it's Mari Anguis. I know, no,
Mari Anguis.
yeah.
I love it. I love it. So, oh my God, there is so much that I want to go into with you. But the first thing I want to first do is congratulate you on the revival of Perfect Nightmare. I mean, that is one of the biggest show in the metal scene. Actually, you played since 2015. And you're still playing. Do you know how rare that is?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time, and there was a period of time where we weren't playing, for a while, just kind of trying to get things back up and running. So it feels really good to be back. It feels really good.
I definitely agree. I mean, you've been missed. You've been missed.
Well,
So
thank you.
so for the people that do not know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So Stephanie Verche, my guitarist, and we started Perfect Nightmare back in, I want to say 2013, 2014. So we were, gigging and doing good for a few years, and then had some lineup changes and stuff like that. It happens. And then just things like really kind of fell apart. And then, she had left, and then we reconnected, a few years after she had left, and decided that, we weren't done and we wanted to keep going and see, we just wanted to do more with the band, more than we had done prior. And so we started jamming together again and got another lineup together, and we're back. So I've been doing vocals now since I was in high school.
And your your shrieks are unique to only you. I mean, you have a lot of people that do the high and lows. You yell and shriek at the same time. It's amazing.
Thank
So
you. Yeah.
what developed that sense of style?
Well, I kind of knew that I wanted to learn how to do vocals like that for a really long time. When I had first started really getting into metal, when I was, maybe 13 or 14, just kind of started discovering female fronted metal bands, like Kitty and Arch Enemy and In This Moment, and bands like that. And I just kind of thought it was really cool. And I just remember kind of thinking it was really crazy, at the time when I was so young, that these women were doing this and sounding amazing. And I knew it was something that I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to try. I knew I wanted to give it a good try. So, so I just kind of, when no one was home, I would kind of practice and kind of work on it, and then eventually kind of got a sound that I liked. And so
what are some of your heroes that helped you develop this one?
Well, I mean, anybody that knows me knows that my favorite band in the entire universe is Bullet for My Valentine.
Right.
Everyone wants to talk shit about them and say this and that, but I will defend them until the day I die.
Bullet for My Valentine is one of my favorites. I have to say.
So, but
you've actually met them a couple times, which is pretty cool. You've tooted your horn about that a couple times. I've seen them 3 or 4 or 5 times. It's
yeah, I've
a
seen
true
them,
fan. A true fan.
Yeah, I've seen them 6 or 7 times. I've met them like 3 times. But so they like, I just remember like the first time really hearing them and hearing one of their songs and just really, really connecting with it like no other. And like, I remember when I heard them, like, I just felt like I knew I wanted to create something one day that would impact somebody else the way they impacted me.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's an awesome goal, I have to say.
Yeah. So like when I had first heard them, I actually didn't start with vocals. I like started playing guitar a little bit.
Right.
So just took like, guitar classes when I was in junior high and stuff. And then after that, when I started getting more into them and more into like different bands and stuff like that, is when I started discovering, In This Moment and Kitty and Arch Enemy and like seeing these women do this. And so that's when I was like, you know what, I want to give it a try,
There you go. There you go. And you've made a name for yourself. I have to say, I give you props. I give you props.
Thank you.
So you are now in. So do you happen to have any CDs or any sort of do you happen to have any sort of memorabilia for your band that you put out there for Perfect Nightmare?
Right now, no. Like, we don't really have, new merch.
Oh no, I'm not saying like to buy. I mean, like in general, have you made merchandise?
I mean, we have some from like the past that has like our old logo on it and stuff.
Right.
But other than that, we don't. I mean, and there's like there's like a demo out there floating around that maybe a couple people have that I would prefer to burn, but
right. Well, past makes our future.
Yeah.
And so, so you're in the second part, part of the revival of Perfect Nightmare. Tell us a little bit of how that's going.
It's going good. Steph and I, like, we just had this goal, let's try it again, let's do it the way that we really wanted to do it. And so we just started jamming again. And then we recruited our bassist Luis and our drummer Chandler. And
the newest members of your revival.
Yes, Luis and Chandler. They're awesome. So we've all been jamming together for a few years now. Did some recording last year, and came out this year with the music video for This Is War.
Which is This Is War.
Yes, for This Is War.
It's really good. Actually, you did it really good with the lighting and everything.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. Jess Gilmore did that video for us. And so we put that out and we played our first show in 5 years back in July at Full Circle Brewery in Fresno.
Right.
So that was really surreal, being on stage again after, not doing it for so long. Oh, yeah. Not doing it for so long. And, sometimes, wondering if I was ever going to get back on stage again.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of our bands seems to have dissipated in some way. That I'm glad that you're one of them that came back, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't want to just, give it up after it kind of fell apart. I knew I wanted to keep going. I just, like I said, I knew that like we weren't done. So.
Right. So how long? I'm pretty sure you already said this, but how many years have you been doing vocals? And are there other bands floating around that you partook or featured in?
How many years have I been doing vocals? I want to say I started like giving this a good shot when I was in high school. Um, I had to have been like 14 or 15, and I would just practice when there was nobody home. Um, so that's like what I can't count. That's what 13 years. um, so, and then as far as like other bands, I haven't really been in any other bands other than Perfect Nightmare. There was another project that I was kind of getting involved in shortly after uh, my band kind of fell apart. Um,
Oh,
it was gonna be called Secrets and Sin, but it just
didn't
it
have
just
the flair.
it just wasn't my thing. It just didn't feel right at all. Um, so other than that, I haven't really done any really like features or anything. I mean, the only thing I can really think of is when I got to do Eyeless with Nothing But Losers in Fresno at
Oh my
Bullfrog's
God, I
Bar and
love it.
Grill.
I
That was
love
a
it. I
while
love
ago
it. I
though,
wish
but
I
that
would
was
have
really
seen
fun.
that.
Yeah, that
I
was
would have
really
to.
fun.
Nothing but losers are amazing. I have to say, JoJo, Aaron, all the guys. They're whenever you are playing, they're nearby, or whenever they're nearby, you're playing with them. I mean, you guys interact so well together. Like honestly, I think it was back in 2015 when I was doing tech for the cons for Spinnakers that I first saw you and Nothing But Losers the first time, and that just hooked me. I mean, you guys are like this.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen them in a while, but I mean, I'm sure we'll cross paths at some point.
Do you want to have an opportunity to work with Nothing But Losers, or you just want to invest time with them as artists?
I mean, I'm definitely not opposed to playing with them at some point again. They're all, nice guys.
Oh
So,
yeah, oh yeah. So wow. I'm actually shocked that not a lot of people are commenting. I mean, I tagged a lot of people. Um, so wow, like. So tell me what it was like when you got back up on stage. That must have been like a flowing feeling.
oh yeah, I mean, it was extremely surreal. Like it was almost like unbelievable. Like, wow, I can't believe we're actually like in this moment right now again.
I,
It was a little bit nerve wracking too, but I mean, it was a good feeling.
what are your next locations for your next performances?
So right now, what we have booked is September 20th. It's going to be at Goldfield in Sacramento, Midtown.
Oh, Sacramento! Like it's like the gold mine for performances. I really wish Modesto was more like that, but I gotta say, Modesto doesn't have the same shine that it used to when it comes to the metal scene.
Yeah, so it just looks like it seems like there's a lot going on right now in Sacramento. If you're a band, it's probably, a really good place to be. So, um, feel really grateful that we were offered a show at Goldfield. That's going to be with Manzanita Death March and Insight on September 20th. So we're looking forward to that. And then also we have October 30th. It's going to be a Halloween benefit show for the band. Yeah, for Reminiscence. It's going to be in Fresno, October 30th at Full Circle Brewery. So that should be a fun one too.
Full Circle Brewery has a lot to go on right now.
Yeah.
Have you played at the Ace of Spades as of yet?
No, we haven't played at Ace of Spades, but hopefully in time, that is something that we would love to do.
Right. So, besides Bullet for My Valentine, do you have other heroes that you listen to, or you envelop yourself fully when you are up on stage? Like everyone has that animal that they become on stage. Who do you try to represent? Who do you see looking down at you when you're on stage?
More than anything, I try to be myself, and get into the music, the way I'm feeling it. But I guess, when it comes to like live shows and stage presence and stuff like that, I really look up to Angela Grosso from Arch Enemy, ex-Arch Enemy.
I knew you were gonna say her. I knew it.
I just think
she just has such a presence, right?
Absolutely. I think she's not only a great vocalist, but she is such a phenomenal performer. Has just got amazing stage presence, from watching their live videos and stuff like that. When she walks out on stage, she means business.
Right.
So.
Right. I feel that. I feel that from you. That's so you. You happen okay. So, a question I want to bring up your old band only for a second as a question.
Okay.
At the very beginning of your performances, you have an intro that speaks of Perfect Nightmare. Where did that intro come from? That's very unique to you guys when you play.
We had an intro track like years and years ago that Steph had put together that I always thought was really, really cool. Just a bunch of spooky stuff.
I know, right? It was like that was so totally.
Yeah,
that was perfect for you guys.
Yeah, so Steph had put that together, so I always thought that was a really cool intro. But now, for our live shows, we start off with a new song called Violence, and it's just like a guitar intro, and then the song kicks in. So
okay, nice. I had to ask that question because whenever I went to your guys' show, I was like, that is so cool. But I have to ask where it came from. It was so unique to you playing in the past to that intro. You can't hear that and go and not go, that's Perfect Nightmare.
Yeah.
That was so you guys.
Yeah, it's been a while since we used that. It's been years and years and years, but yeah, that was always a really cool intro, and so Steph put that together.
What was I gonna ask? What was my next question gonna be? So what are some of your personal tracks that you have that you listen to on the way to your performances? Do you besides Arch Enemy, do you have other bands that you go through? like that put you in the mood to be up on stage where you're like, go?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I have any like specific song because like yeah, like I do like listen to like certain songs to kind of get like pumped up, to get on stage and stuff like that. But I think it's usually always different because I feel like I'm always listening to something different. Like, like if I'm enjoying something that like recently came out, then I'll kind of listen to that because I think because it'll like pump me up. Um, but I mean, I'll listen to like music to like pump me up for like anything to like go to the store or something like that.
There you go.
But I mean, like I said, it's always different because I'm always listening to like some like whatever's new that I enjoy. Like right now, I guess I could say the new songs from Stray from the Path. They released a couple new ones and their album's coming out soon, so I'm really excited for that. And then also too, our ex-bandmates but good friends in Sindria, Blake and Colin, they just released.
Oh my God, Sindria is a fucking amazing. I mean,
Yeah, so they just released a new song called The Chapel, and I absolutely love it. They did a fantastic job.
Sindria have gone through so much maturing over the years, whether it was To Kill a Mockingbird, Second Son. Every time that they make a shift, it just gets better. It just gets better.
Yeah, so I'm really enjoying their new song, The Chapel. But I mean, like I said, I mean, it's always different. Like I've really been into lately. I got my dad into this as well. Kim Dracula. I don't know if you've heard of him. Make Me Famous. I absolutely love that song. But like just like whatever I'm listening to at the moment, that's just like high energy to kind of pump me up. Like Motionless in White just came out with their new albums. Scoring the End of the World, Slaughterhouse, that song gets me pumped up. So I mean, it just depends on what I'm listening to at the time.
There you go. And so when you play on stage, you have different costumes. I remember back a little while ago. Oh my God, how old am I? Like back in 2015, you did like a sailor villain costume. I remember that, and you're like you stood on a block and you were waving it around.
Oh my God, yeah, I had
I was like,
where
did that come from?
I mean, it was just a cool idea that I had. Like we had this song called Villains back then, and so I just kind of thought it would just be like a little bit of a kind of like, brief theatrical thing I would do. Right. So
and look, it really brought out your adaptiveness. You always adapted. You never did the same thing twice. Either you changed into a costume, or you jumped on stage with what's his name, or you did something different each time you did a show, and it was refreshing. I was like, what are they gonna do next?
I mean, yeah, I think it's important to like keep things exciting and, keep the crowd and the audience involved and, just deliver that high energy performance. Right. It's just always been my thing. Mm-hmm. So.
Wow. Oh my God. Come on, you. Hold on, I'm trying to get my phone to work.
No problem.
Okay, so what events brought up? I mean, you told me that you told me what bands brought up your influences, but was there any events that specifically made you Mari Anguis?
I mean, I guess, everybody goes through like different events in life that are, going to shape them into the person, that they are. Um, but I guess, I don't know, like just like events that have shaped me into a performer. I mean, I can't
Yeah,
really put,
yeah, more.
I,
It's shaped you into a. It's like who in your life was the influence that pushed you into being a performer, or in what events pushed you into being a performer, or was
um,
it?
I mean, I don't know there was like any really like specific event that like pushed me to go and do that. I just knew that it was something that I wanted to do, badly. It was just something that I really had this passion for, and I was pushing myself to do it.
I agree with that. That's not only good for you. That's actually good for musicians trying to get out there. I mean, a lot of people are like trying to not only they try to make it a goal to be
Hmm.
out there, to promote, to go out there and make their showmanship. There it is, the showmanship to be the best that they can, and it shows. It shows you're I don't call I think I'm gonna call you an expert who actually has proven this.
I mean, I don't know if I would call myself an expert. I feel like we're always, constantly learning. We never stop learning, and there's always something new to, discover about yourself and discover about, life and things like that.
It's always good to work that, to constantly go forward and try something new. Try it this way. Try it this way. Always adapt. I mean,
Hmm.
that's the way you gain. That's the way you have old fans, and that's the way you gain new fans. You make it so you always do something new, and it brings people. I mean, hell, I'm definitely gonna come at some point. I have to.
Absolutely.
I have to say it's been amazing, Miss Mari, and I hope to enjoy your showmanship at some time in the future.
Yeah, hopefully sometime this year or early next year. Absolutely.
There you go. There you go. I might even put you on stage myself if I can. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go. I thank you very much. Do you have anything that you want to say to the people watching this?
Just thank you guys for watching, and hopefully we will see you on September 20th at Goldfield in Sacramento.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.